Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to see Thor die in battle against his greatest enemy, the world serpent Jormungandr. As always, there will be spoilers, so read at your own risk. Ragnarok has begun. Heimdall blows the horn, summoning all the gods to battle as the giants close in on Asgard. The Midgard serpent Jormungandr rises out of the ocean and immediately begins poisoning the air with his foul breath. With this, Ragnarok is officially triggered. All life in Midgard will die within 5 days of Jormungandr's rising. Even the gods are not safe as they watch their home of Asgard crumble and burn. Odin and his sons, Thor and Loki, escape on Hilskilv, Odin's 8-legged horse, and flee to the Folkvang where they will prepare for one last stand. As the serpent slithers across the land, Thor tells his father it is time to go. It is his duty as the god of thunder to take care of the world's serpent once and for all. Odin warns his son that the fight will be long and hard, and that he should be wary of Jormungandr's venom. But Thor does not listen, and rides out alone to meet his foe. Odin, Loki, and Hilskilv disappear over the horizon as the two enemies come into view of each other. Jormungandr rears his head up high, sneering down at the lone god standing in his path. Thor steps forward, raising his hammer Mjolnir high above his head, and brings it crashing down onto the serpent. Jormungandr easily shakes off the blow as Thor slams another hammer strike into him. Yet another crack appears on the side of the serpent's head. Thor jumps back, preparing for the serpent's retaliation. Sure enough, Jormungandr lashes out with his powerful jaws and slams his fangs into Thor's shoulder. The serpent swallows the god whole, crushing his bones and tearing at his flesh. Thor screams in pain and struggles to free himself, smashing the inside of Jormungandr's mouth with Mjolnir. He breaks through the serpent's jaw and explodes out of his mouth. Thor crashes to the ground, sliding on his knees and elbows toward his enemy, who coils his body around them. With a loud hiss, Jormungandr spits venom into the air. Thor rolls away just in time to avoid being poisoned. The serpent lunges again, sinking his fangs into Thor's shoulder a second time. Thor pulls his arm back, ripping his shirt and allowing the blood to mix with the venom. Jormungandr hisses, knowing that the blood of a god will do terrible things to his body, but he does not care. His goal is to kill the god of thunder, no matter what the cost. Once again, Thor smashes the serpent's jaws with Mjolnir. But only one more crack appears before the serpent swallows the god once again. Thor finds himself inside the serpent's belly, continues to smash the walls of flesh and muscle, but it is no use. Jormungandr is too strong. Suddenly, the serpent regurgitates Thor, and the two enemies find themselves locked in a stalemate. They glare at each other for a moment until Jormungandr strikes first. He lunges at Thor, sinking his fangs into his chest. Thor crumples to the ground, falling to one knee. Asgard burns in the distance. The serpent coils his body around the fallen god, preparing for the final blow. He squeezes tighter and tighter until Thor's ribs break. Thor screams in agony as Jormungandr bites down on his neck and crushes his spine. Thor's vision fades as he hears his father's voice call out to him. He closes his eyes and lets out one final scream before succumbing to the poison. Jormungandr lifts the dead god in his mouth and throws him through the air. Thor's body crashes into the ground, slamming into the earth. The serpent slithers closer, intent on delivering the killing blow. Asgard explodes behind him, taking Odin and Loki with it. The serpent lets out one final roar before collapsing to the ground, dead. Thor lies on the ground, mortally wounded. Blood pools around him, mixing with the serpent's venom. The god of thunder twitches, trying to get back to his feet. Mjolnir lays discarded beside him. Thor reaches out for his hammer, but his hand fails him. He collapses back to the ground. Suddenly, Thor remembers his father's warning. He knew the serpent's venom would kill him, but he did not listen. Now it is too late. Thor looks up at the sky as the light fades. A tear runs down his face. He cries out one final time before his heart stops beating. Thor is dead. After 9 steps, Thor dies from the world serpent's poison. The old world is destroyed, but a new world is on the horizon. The sun is reborn and shines its light on a new Midgard. Life will begin anew. Thor will not be forgotten, but his time has come to an end. Jormungandr also known as the Midgard Serpent, is the child of Loki and the giantess Angerboda. He is the brother of the wolf, Fenrir, and the goddess of death, Hela. From the moment he was born, he was destined for greatness, or really doom. When he was a baby, Odin took one look at the massive serpent and knew that he had to be gotten rid of before he grew up and caused destruction. Odin didn't raise Thor, but when he saw how strong Jormungandr was, even as a baby, he knew that he could not keep him in Asgard either. So Odin did the only thing he could think of. He bound Jormungandr to a rock with a spell and cast him into the sea. There he grew and grew until he became a giant serpent that encircled the whole earth. When Jormungandr was cast into the sea, it was prophesied that when he rose again, Ragnarok would begin. Thor knew this, but he also knew that it was his destiny to kill the world serpent, even if it meant his own death. During Ragnarok, as Jormungandr slithered across the land, he killed many people and gods. Thor watched as his friends and family died. He knew that he had to act quickly if he wanted to stop the serpent. When he finally confronted Jormungandr, the two enemies were evenly matched. Thor was strong and skilled, but Jormungandr was huge and powerful. In the end, it was the serpent's poison that killed Thor. He may have been the god of thunder, but he was no match for the world serpent. Mjolnir was created by the dwarves in Svartalfheim. They forged it in the heart of a dying star and imbued it with the power of the gods. When Thor first used Mjolnir, he became the most powerful warrior in Asgard. But even Mjolnir was not enough to defeat Jormungandr. In the end, the serpent's poison was too strong, and Thor died. But that wasn't the end. His death paved the way for a new beginning. Asgard was destroyed, but that meant that a new Asgard could be built. And Thor would be remembered as the hero who sacrificed himself to save his people. We hope you enjoyed watching this epic showdown between Thor and Jormungandr. If you want to see more battles like this, let us know in the comments below. We also appreciate your support and hope you continue to tune in for more epic stories. Thanks for watching.